What's up, everybody? Man, you guys already know. I don't need to say. Yes, indeed, I am back. OG doesn't talk about it, man. He stays about it. That's the only way to be in life, people. When you do too much of this and not enough of this, you won't get nowhere, man. You're just going to keep on finding you in that same spot that you've been in time after time after time. So, when you decide to step up to the plate and set your goals, go out and get them. Just remember, a word of advice, don't set them out too far in the horizon, people. And like I've told you in the past, and I'm going to tell you now, the reason is because when they're too far out to reach, you want to hurry up to get to them. And when you don't reach them in a timely manner, you will get discouraged. And I tell you this from experience because I used to do things like that when I was younger. And all I did was set myself up for disappointment, people. So before I go on to giving you guys a short little story, probably won't even be, it's going to be like just a little story, a little something, you know what I mean? Nothing major, about stalkers in jail and shit like that, it's kind of like people out here in the real world, man. You get these individuals. I never thought of it, you know what I mean? I mean, for myself, I look at me as just being just like anybody else, the average cat, you know what I mean? Just like the next man, The only thing with me is I do my online fitness, my online coaching. I help change people's lives. As far as my personality, it doesn't change. I keep it the same. So what you see right here on YouTube or Instagram, what you see is what you get, baby. I don't put any extra salsa on the taco, and I don't go dipping my fingers in anyone's Kool-Aid, especially if I don't even know the flavor of it. But stalkers, man, you got some stalkers out here on this YouTube stuff, man. There's I watch a couple other channels, you know what I mean? Very limited on the stuff that I do watch, because my time, my day is usually consumed, man. But the stalking and the trolling is real, man. It's unbelievable. I trip why they would troll on me, an OG, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to be nothing but me. I ain't trying to portray myself as being something that I'm not, because I'm not. I've been asked in the past, AOG, what do these tattoos mean on you? Actually, they don't mean motherfucking thing out here, my boy. You know what I mean? They're just tattoos. Because if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you don't need to know. Okay, that's the way I tell everybody else. If you're able to identify anything on me, and of course I'm going to hear this from the stalkers and the trolls or whatever you want to call them, trying to point out tats on me and shit. When you see me in person, you could do your tattoo patrolling. You know what I mean? But until then, stop doing this. Stop talking out the side of your neck. Because like I've said in the past, and I told a story about that person that used to talk out the side of his neck, what happened with him. It's not a very promising future, people that sell wolf tickets. So anyways, people, before I get to the story, I know I've been rambling on and shit. My team members today was a fucking, that Zoom call, that Zoom meeting was good, man. My boy, Julio Gotos, he's always pulling up to the Zoom meetings. He doesn't talk about it. He stays about it. And that's a man that is very, very busy. His lifestyle is really crazy. And I know firsthand, I'm not only his coach, his fitness coach, but he's a good homie. He's like a brother from another mother. But anyways, people, I know, I might get some hate behind that, but I'm just keeping it real and 100, baby. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what color you're wearing or where you come from. You come with respect, you get respect, man. That's the way life should be. You know, you can't, especially this younger generation trying to make a big old thing about that North and South thing, and you ain't got the slightest idea of what it's about, people. You know what I mean? Do your homework before you start speaking up on stuff like that, or before you find yourself behind them walls and you're depending on one of them homies from up north to shoot you a little love. You know what I mean? Because you're just doing all bad. You know, when you're in the hole or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on that anymore. But yeah, you know, so these stalkers, man, they it's like they thrive off of this stuff, man. It's crazy. It's kind of like, you know, when you're in jail, there's always this certain individual, and it comes with all races, okay? I'm not gonna fucking just point out one race, because every race has them. You always have this JCat / homie, you know what I mean? Just a little out there in the park, you know what I mean? He's a fucking couple cans short of a 6-pack, or a sandwich short of a fucking picnic basket, you know what I mean? They just stand out, you know what I mean? And you see them. They're constantly watching your every move. And you want to tell them something, but you already know this fool's not playing with the full deck. But he's able to stay where he's at because he doesn't pose a threat, you know what I mean? He's in his own little world, you know what I mean? I mean, you could come up onto the homie and start chopping it up with them, and he's like, wow, right back on it. You know, he knows what time it is. You know, he comes from whatever world he was drifting on, or drifting on a memory, and he comes right back down to earth. You know what I mean? And able to carry on a righteous conversation with you, or whatever's going on, a matter that has to be dealt with. You know, he's able to come back to earth and deal with it. You know, so. But yeah, but what's crazy is you get these people out here on YouTube, man. It's like, stop already, man. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing you could do, ain't nothing you could say that's gonna push this OG's buttons, man. I've done time with the worst of them. You know, I've done time with some homies behind them walls. You know, some individuals righteously belong behind them walls. But there's a lot of homies that don't, you know what I mean? There's homies that made mistakes. A lot of homies. And they're being released now, you know what I mean? That's a good thing. But, you know, the certain individuals that are just sick-minded and all that, they're behind, you know, them walls, and they just, something else, you know? It's just, you had to have lived with them to understand. But for you people out here in this YouTube world, what you guys call that, YouTube, yarda, whatever it is, stop trying to create something that doesn't exist, people. Stop trolling yourself. Start investing in yourself, man. You know, ain't nothing better than working on that self-development, self-love. You know, build a mind of clarity. Understand what you want in life. Don't worry about the next man's game, okay? Because when you worry about the next man's game and his achievements, all it's going to do is set you behind. And it may just get you in a wreck, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, certain individuals, you know, behind them walls, they tend to watch other people's programs, you know what I mean? And depending where you're at, you could find yourself in a situation. And I'm going to give you an example. I've already given you one that almost jeopardized my life. But I was saved by my Sally because I was already warned. It's a good thing, you know, I was young and hot-headed and didn't know any better. But I'll take you back down to Men's Central Jail. And I'm going to bring this story short, okay? This individual was constantly patrolling my cell, always stopping for unnecessary shit. Keep in mind, this fool had full access to the freeway. He should have had some type of hustle on him. But he was constantly going. And when he talked to you, he was more worried on what's in your cell and around your cell than really holding that conversation with you. Okay, so this individual starts making comments on the way things are ran, on the way things are going and shit. So eventually, long story short, man, I'm not going to drag on about this shit. Eventually, I had to tell this fool, hey, check this out, my boy. Don't fucking sweat my program, my boy. You worried about what the fuck you doing. What are you doing out there anyways? You're on the freeway not doing a motherfucking thing for the homies. I said, if anybody should be sweating anybody's program right here, it should be me sweating you, my boy. Because all bullshit aside, you ain't nothing but a motherfucking house mouse. You're just someone that speaks up and runs little errands for people. Don't ever think you're somebody. Oh, it's like that. It's like that. Yeah, it's like that. Straight up, my boy. Okay. And then he mumbled something when he left. I heard him what he said. He'll see. We'll see. So, we'll see. Well, if you guys are familiar with the county jail, back in the day when you would line up to go to chow, there's the laundry room right there. I went in that laundry room, and there comes old boy. What was that you said, my boy? What are you talking about, G? You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, boy. Sweating my motherfucking program, homie? Well, learn this program. This is the way we get down, my boy. I beat that fool fucking down. I'm not going to say what neighborhood he was from, but I'll tell you one thing. He was from a close by area to mine. Really close. And I beat the dog shit out of him. You know what I mean? I put hands on him. And after that, he disappeared. He didn't tell, but he was moved. So me personally, what I think this guy was, he was a low-key informant. Because this guy happened to get moved after he got hands put on him. It was obvious he had his ass handed to him. So I'm sure if he was in there telling and the Juras noticed it, they would yank him and put him in another module. No one knew where he landed. And you got to keep in mind, back then, usually when you were running the freeway right there, you usually lived right there on one of them roads, Charlie Road, Denver Road, Baker Road, you know what I mean, Abel Road. This individual, he came from like a different block or something. So that kind of like raised flags with me as well, But it was all that other questioning, you know what I mean? It's like he was trying to put two and two together. And I'm not going to tell you what he was trying to put two and two together about, because just prior to me being moved down to Charlie Row, I was up there in the 9500. And like I've said in the past, and I'm going to tell you today, 9500 was a war zone. Shit happened. There was no cameras. There was only people that seen that would tell. The ones that the Judas would gaffle up and shake them up. And a lot of people were able to be shaken back then because Judas would put hands on you. They would put you through flashlight therapy. And if you weren't built for this type of shit, more than likely the person that's getting that flashlight therapy is going to turn. It's going to go sour. So anyways, people, I just wanted to bring you a quick little story on that. You know what I mean? It doesn't pay to troll people, man, because it's going to end up catching up to you guys, man. Just run that shit right. You know what I mean? If you want to get on my program, whether you be a troll or not, I ain't tripping. I'll get you going to becoming that best version of yourself. People, I know how to do this stuff. I've been doing this stuff for a minute. I'm telling you now, man, all money is good money when it comes to investing in yourself. That self-development, your overall physical fitness appearance, it's a banger. I'm telling you right now, man. It really shows, But anyways, people, you guys already know where to reach me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, or DM me at highpowerfitness on Instagram. Okay, leave me a message, or you can leave me a message in the comments right here, and we could communicate, and we'll get you going, man. I have a plan for every last person. I tailor your plan for your lifestyle, and then we make adjustments as we go. That's the type of coaching I do here on High Power Fitness. I work with my team members. I don't give you a blueprint and say, here, this is yours, this is final, you're stuck with it. If you want changes, modifications, you got to pay up some more. I don't do that. I want you to succeed from day one. Day one, people. I want you to progress in your fitness journey on becoming that best person that you can be. Mind, fitness, or nutrition. You know what I mean? Mind, body, and spirit just as well. So anyways, people, with that being said, it's time to end this one. Now get up and get yours. Let's do this, people.